Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Team First Impact YouTube channel. Today's video is about power kicks. So this is called Power Kicks 101, and I'm gonna be going through the roundhouse kick. I'm gonna be going through the side kick. I'm gonna be going through the spinning back kick and the spinning hook kick. All right, so two things before we get into this. Make sure, number one, you smash that subscribe button so you can always be up to date with these videos. And number two, make sure you get your stretch on so you don't pull any muscles, because we're gonna be doing some kicking. All right, first, the roundhouse kick. You wanna make sure whenever you do roundhouse kick, the first thing that you do is you pivot your foot out. The reason why you want to pivot your foot out is because I've said it in past videos. You always want to make the kick stronger, and you always want to be safe with your joints, your knees and your ankle and your hips. Okay, if you just kick like this over time, you can see how that'll affect you, because you're going this way but nothing's happening with this leg. So make sure there's always a slight pivot that goes into that kick if you want to make your kick stronger, if you want to do it for a longer period of time, you know what I mean, and you know, to avoid injury. Whenever you do roundhouse kick, now there's two kinds of roundhouse kicks. There's the snap kick, when you pivot out and you just snap it and bring it back, you know. But we're going to be talking about power kick. So with the roundhouse kick, you still want to get that pivot in, but the power kick, instead of totally bringing it up like this, like you're gonna snap it out there, it's more like you're gonna bring it up like a baseball bat. You're gonna swing it across, it's gonna be straight, but you still want to get that pivot in. So with that roundhouse kick, you are pivoting and you are bringing it over a little bit more straighter so you can kick through to that target, whether it's going through to the body, or you're doing it going through the leg, or you're doing it higher to go through the head. Boom. You want to try to keep that leg a little bit straighter. That's the roundhouse kick. When we're talking about side kick, you want to step, you want to chamber your leg. Now with the side kick, you got to chamber, because or else the side kick is just gonna bring your leg out like that. It doesn't make any sense. But the side kick, you're gonna step behind to put your hips in that proper position to deliver that kick. You're gonna chamber your leg, and once you chamber, you're gonna point your heel towards the target before you kick out. Okay, so side kick, stepping side kick, step, bring your leg up, chamber, and kick out. Step, kick out. And what you want to do is you want to focus on kicking through the target before you bring it back. You never want to try to kick through the target then bring your leg down like that. You always want to have like that rechamber, because that rechamber is your control. That shows that you have control over the kick, and that shows that you have balance, good balance. So you're gonna step, kick through the target, and then rechamber. Step, kick through the target, and then rechamber. Here, and then rechamber. Here, and then rechamber. Okay, now the back kick, anytime you're doing a kick that involves a spin, the very first thing that happens is, of course, you're going to shift your feet, but you're basically going to have your eyes go around to the target, because wherever your head goes is where your body's going to go, and you want your kick to go straight through to that target. I've seen people make the mistake of just turning and kicking without looking at the target. You know what I mean? And that's a big mistake, because you never know where you're going to hit, okay? Or if that person's moved or whatever. So you always want to get your eyes on that target. So with the back kick, what I always do, when I always train people in practice, you want to line them up. Line them up with your jab, okay? Line them up with your jab. Make sure you can touch them, and then from here you turn and you do exactly what you would do with the regular side kick, okay? Because all side kicks when you're talking about on a basic level are the same. Whether it's side kick from the back leg, you're gonna bring it up, you're gonna chamber, and you're gonna kick out. Whether you're talking about a stepping side kick, you're gonna step, you're gonna chamber, and you're gonna kick out. The back side kick is the same thing, okay? You're going to turn, look at your target, okay? Then you're gonna pick your leg up, chamber, and kick out. It's the same stuff. As long as you have that motion correctly, any side kick will be easy for you. Of course, there are the more athletic side kicks like the jumping 360s or the whatever, jumping back side kicks, but it's still the same thing. In the end, the side kick has to be chambered so it's ready and it can deliver that forceful kick, and then you let it out and then bring it back in, okay? It's the same stuff. So here, with the back side kick, you're gonna turn, kick. Make sure you see your target, okay? Hands up, turn, kick, just like that. Now, we're gonna go into the spinning hook kick. And that backside kick is a very strong kick, okay? Because it's coming off of that momentum. But you are not spinning. You are turning towards the back, looking, and kicking, okay? Now with this next one, the spin hook kick, this is when you are spinning. So the kick is very strong because it's going off of the momentum of your spin, okay? Usually when people make the mistake of trying to spin like twirl-like with the back side kick, it's never on target. It usually like glances off or it comes too early. You know what I mean? Because it has the side kick, as you can see, is a direct kick. It has to go direct there. And doing that off of a spin like this is not gonna happen. You know what I'm talking about? So what you have to do with this backside kick, you turn here, boom, but you have to stop yourself at this point, okay? Because if your shoulders go past this, now you're running a risk of going off to the side or not delivering as strong as a kick as you could have, because the power of the kick comes from right over here. All right, you turn, you kick, and once you kick, that's when this right here, boom, goes in. If you're all the way here doing a target, you're just like snapping it out to the side, okay? I'm sure there are people that do that, but it just doesn't work for me. All right, so now the back spin hook kick, spinning wheel kick, whatever. Everybody has a different name for it, doesn't matter. What you want to do is you want to, in basic practice, you want to spin just like that. But what it really is just like a backside kick that you hook over, okay? There's different variations of this kick. There's a back spin hook kick, and there's something called a back moon kick, which is like your leg is a little bit straighter when you bring it across, okay? But either way, same goal. So here, what you're gonna do, you wanna practice, boom, spin. Bring your leg up, spin, spin. But you see my head always goes around, okay? Head always goes around and I'm always looking at that target. Now, what you wanna do is, from here, once you take that spin, you don't wanna raise your leg too early, because a lot of people make this mistake in the beginning phases. If you raise your leg too early, it's gonna come across and it's gonna go down and it's gonna die early. You want that backspin hook kick to go through the target, okay? So whenever you kick it, you want it to go, I'm not gonna hit the target yet. You want it to go here all the way through, but you still wanna have that control, okay? Here, spin, boom, all the way through, and then land back at your one. All right, so here, whenever you're doing this spinning hook kick, after you've done the practice of just spinning and turning, just like that, you want to here, shoot your leg out there, like you missed the backside kick, okay? And then you want to take that side, you want to take the rest of it and hook it over, okay? Here, hook it over, just like that. Spin, chamber, kick out, hook it over, just like that. So the back spin hook kick, which is probably one of my favorite kicks to do, which you always, if you're being nice or if you're doing it for film work, you want to point your toes like that. So if you end up hitting or making contact, you want to do it with the bottom of your toes right here. If you're doing it in a fight, you want to do it with the back. You want to do it with your heel so you can go through, you can knock the person out, okay? So back hook kick, measure your distance and kick across, boom, boom, just like that. Measure your distance, go straight through. Thank goodness Bob can take the beating. Measure your distance, go straight through. That was more of a glance, like if I was trying to be nice to him. I hit him with the bottom of my toes. But those are the 4 good power kicks. Okay, so your roundhouse kick, you can either snap it, okay, or if you're going for the head and you plan on rechamber and doing something else, you can snap it, boom, just like that. Snap it. Okay, let's say if you want to like bring it back and do a side kick, you can snap it and bring it back, do that. But with the power roundhouse kick, you want to kick through the target, okay? With the side kick, you want to step, chamber, kick through the target, rechamber. With the backside kick, it's the same thing. You want to look around, chamber, kick, rechamber, bring it down. With the back spin hook kick, you want to, this is where you spin, okay? Because you have to come all the way around. When you don't spin and you cut your kick off over here, it's not going to be as strong if you go through. If it hits, it's still going to hurt, but it's stronger when you go all the way through. So the backspin hook kick, boom, just like that, okay? And bring it all the way through and have the control to land all the way back at your 1. The real power that you need is right here and right here. After there, when it's over here, don't need any more power, okay? So just have the control to boom, and then relax and come back to your 2, just in case maybe you missed and you got to come back composed and do something else, okay? So those are the kicks, power kicks 101. Practice them again and again and again, so that, and practice them the right way, because if you practice them the wrong way, you're just going to be teaching yourself more and more bad habits, and you don't want to do that. Yeah, that's Power Kicks 101. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Peace.